This is Pravin Dugel from Phoenix, Arizona, and I'd like to show you using the 27-gauge system and the True Vision heads-up 3D display a removal of a difficult epiretinal membrane and ILM. Not all ILMs are the same. There are some that come out quite easily, but there are some like this that are extraordinarily sticky and have a very difficult texture where they simply slide around the forceps, making them very, very difficult to remove. One of the ways that I've learned to do this is simply to keep doing it and keep grabbing further and further towards the base near the retina. Of course, you've got to be very careful not to grab the retina because that's the thickest part of the ILM. And removing in a circumferential way allows you to keep on re-grabbing and knowing the direction that you're going in. It's a very large macular hole, and some may go ahead and use this as a plug for the macular hole. I don't really like doing that. I don't like plugging the macular hole. Some may also use this as a flap. That has been described as well to close a particularly large macular hole in order to build a fibrous tissue without actually plugging the macular hole itself. I think intuitively that makes more sense to me. In this particular case, the macular hole actually closed very well. I used a long-acting gas for this and a strict head-down positioning for 7 days given the size of the hole. As I say, it did close well with recovery of good vision. But here you can again see the technique in this very difficult ILM, this very difficult sticky ILM, of going back down to the base, grabbing this, and then removing it in a circumferential fashion. Another thing to do at this point, although it does add expense, is to perhaps switch the forceps from an ILM forceps to a max grip forceps. The max grip forceps, having 10 times the surface area, would perhaps allow for better purchase power in removing, again, this sticky ILM. It's important to be patient here, which is not necessarily my biggest attribute in order to remove this membrane, but continuing to remove it, re-grabbing the base, and then removing the membrane in a circumferential fashion, and recognizing that this membrane is going to take a while to be removed because of its sticky nature will make this surgery a success.